Welcome to another episode of the Neoluva Around podcast. We are learning today that President Joe Biden has pulled out of the 2024 presidential race. We understand, and this happened a few moments ago, sometime around 2 o'clock or something, or just before 2. We understand that Biden has withdrawn from the race. What does that mean now? It means it clears the way for the Democrats now to identify, to go through the selection and identification process leading up to the convention, which is coming up soon. I understand the convention is coming up. Biden was not the nominee. He was the presumptive nominee, but he had to go to the convention and they had to ratify and to confirm the delegates. But now that he's pulled out, I believe that Kamala Harris will have to step up because she was his running mate. However, she has not announced whether or not she will lead any ticket as the presidential nominee for the Democrats. She has not announced yet, but we believe that she will. We believe that she will announce that she will step up to the plate. She already is on the ticket. She has a machinery in place. I believe that she will just continue with Joe Biden's machinery. She should continue with that because she is his running mate. She's on the ticket. All she would need to do is she'll just have to be the main person on the ticket. But what do you think? Do you guys think that do you think that Kamala Harris has a chance? She's been polling well, and I believe that Joe Biden was going to pull out because he asked recently to see the poll. He wanted to know how Kamala was doing, and indications are that she was doing well. She was polling well against Biden, and some polls indicate that she's even doing much better. But what we know is that most of the poll indicates that 45. The last poll we saw was that they're at a tie at 45 each in terms of between Trump and Kamala Harris. But when you put Biden against Trump, Trump was ahead of Biden by a couple of points, 2 or 3 points, and he was losing ground. I believe that Biden's team had to pull out because they were losing money. Funds were drying up. Many of the donors were they were losing donors. Many donors announced that they were pulling out. So and I understand this morning that they were losing money and donors rapidly. Many donors had pulled out, so it was in his best interest. And I believe when he saw, Biden decided that he was going to run because he was the best candidate of all the Democratic candidates or possible candidates. He was the best chance for the Democrats to win. He was polling well against Trump, and he ended up winning against Trump. But right now, he decided that he was going to run because the Democrats needed somebody who was polling well against Trump, and he was polling well against Trump.
That part. But the thing about it is, as well, when he had the debate,
It's more like I think Biden's more like he's gonna do what he says he's gonna do. He's just more in the hush. Trump is more like a
Ronaldo saw the news?
Yes, yeah, we are just having a discussion. I was just discussing it with some people here.
right.
The fact that Biden has pulled out, but we had carried a podcast. We believe that he was going to pull out. Sometime ago, I think a couple of days ago, he asked to see the polls. When that request to see the polls was an indication that he was going to pull out, because I was just having a discussion with some people here saying that one of the main reasons he had entered the race against the advice of many others, including Barack Obama 4 years ago, was that he was polling well and he was the best chance that the Democrats have to win. So he entered the race and he won, but now he's not polling well. And in fact, his running mate, Kamala Harris, is polling well. He requested to see the polls. He wanted to see how Kamala was doing, and indications are that Kamala... She's polling well. She's polling well against... She's been polling well. So now... And he's not polling well, so he can... Yeah, go ahead.
Ronaldo, listen to me, I got it. Do you know who swing voters are? Who do you say the swing voters are?
Sorry, say it again.
Right. The swing voters are black people because we don't vote.
I mean, no. I mean, I don't think the swing voters are black people.
No, most of them are. The reason why Barack Obama won was because we know white people are going to go out and vote. We know they will, Democratic. The problem is if you get Hispanic in 3 states, if you get in Philadelphia, you need black, which is Pennsylvania. In Georgia, you need black people to come out. Those 2 are swing states. And in Nevada, you need the poor black and it's Ronaldo. Then Latinos, do you know why Barack Obama won? Because he already had white people going to come out and vote out Democratic. He needed the black people to come out overwhelmingly, galvanize them to come out and vote. Black people will not come out and vote, all right, unless they think they could. That's why I said if they literally smell their draws and don't vote Kamala to represent, to take over the reins, they're not going to win. It has to be Kamala and a white man. We need a black person like her to come out because she will galvanize black people.
You know, yeah. Well, that's a good point you're making. But as I said to you, that she's polling well now. She is polling well. Her husband is Jewish as well, so she should be able to carry the Jewish bloc. 4 years ago, I don't believe.
Don't say that her husband is Jewish, because one thing about Jews is that they don't like when they leave their people and go somewhere else.
Well, that's fine, but I believe that she has that. I mean, she needs to get as many blocks as she can. And 4 years ago, she was not polling well, and she abruptly ended her candidate because she was not doing well. Now, I think Americans didn't really know her either, but I think now Americans know her. Not only that, Hollywood has bombarded us with staples of media that is headlined by women. All of a sudden, you watch all these major movies coming out. It's Nikita, Le Femme, all these movies. What's the black movie that came out with Boozman? What's his name? Phantom. Women. They have been feeding us with women leadership, women testosterone.
Ronaldo, I think Trump is scared.
But women.
Trump is scared, Ronaldo. No.
Of course, the Republicans do not want a Kamala Harris. Donald Trump does not want a Kamala Harris because, and I said to you, Kamala Harris needs to put her foot down now. She needs to be out there. She needs to take advantage, and she has been. She's been out there. I think she's more likable now.
Yes,
she's been,
more likable.
She's been taking a low profile, but now, if she's been a low profile, that means that people don't have much arsenal to throw at her.
Roe versus Wade literally lit a fire under her and gave her a cause. So even though it may have been detrimental, it actually may have been what
I'm going to tell you this. Yes. When we crunch our numbers and based on the people that we've been talking to, I believe that Biden would have lost this, even without him being sick. I believe that he would have. With him pulling out of the race, and with Kamala Harris there, I think the Democrats have a chance of keeping the White House.
At one point, they said Rich and Whitmore actually would have done better versus Trump. There was at one point they said that.
Yeah, but fine. That's through the window now. We don't even know who Whitmore is. But I believe that we know.
You don't know who Governor Whitmore is.
Oh.
You mean the woman that nearly killed in the Michigan governor?
Yeah, but at this late stage in the game, you are very political, Ricardo. You know who she is. But many people, do you know who this Whitmore? Do you know a Whitmore woman? What's her name? Who is she? No, but Ricardo, I'm just telling you. I know, but we won't even put her name in the mix. Right now, the only chance the Democrats have of beating Donald Trump is if Kamala Harris decide that she would step up to the plate because she already have a machinery. The machinery is Biden's machinery because she's already on the ticket.
That's her job. Your job as vice president.
She has to step up to the plate.
She will.
But
the Black Caucus just announced that they have endorsed Kamala Harris.
Everybody has endorsed her already from before she. But everybody hasn't. But I believe he hasn't endorsed her. But I believe that
Bill Clinton just endorsed her.
I said to you, she will be the next nominee. I believe. Are you planning on voting? Were you planning on voting for Biden before? But now that you know that Kamala Harris, his vice president, presidential. Do you know she's actually her father is Jamaican and her mom is Indian, but she was born here in America. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. What does it mean? Does it mean what?
Does anything to me? No.
But aren't you of Jamaican heritage?
Of course.
So that doesn't mean anything to you.
What trouble? What trouble?
It's about how you're gonna run the country.
Yes. Oh,
and
okay,
what
great.
type of responsibility
It
you
has
can
nothing
take.
to do with where your family is from. In this country, everybody's from somewhere else. Black people were originally from Africa. We have a lot of Caribbean American that live here. A lot of
By the way, I had a lecture. I had a guest. No, we don't even know if we're from Africa anymore because now I'm learning that some black people are actually part of the original that were here, and the others, and we understand that the other and some other black people I understand that live in the Americas
I'm just saying.
aren't even from Africa. They are from. They were the original black Israelites. That's what I'm being there. We had a guest speaker speaking about it. Quite interesting. But anyway, but yes.
What I'm basically saying is you cannot use her national, where her ancestors are from, to discourage her. It makes no sense because if you're gonna go that deep, you have to also talk about Trump and his ancestors and where they're from.
Where are they from?
Germans, right? So you said Paul? German. Trump is German. You know? Yeah. It's great. It was, but so you can't go there. That's why Trump won't even mention that. Won't even speak of that.
Well, listen. I am speaking of it because blacks. Please remember that the Democrats rely heavily on black people and immigrants, and a lot of their policies, and that is why. Okay, on the issue on policy, Democrats are known to be more. Their policy towards immigration is seen to be a little bit less restrictive than Republicans. The Republicans,
doesn't have a policy anymore. Okay, when what's his name was in power, they act like they don't have a policy. They don't want to seem like they have a policy because you know what? They want it to be like this crazy thing because Donald Trump have immigrants working at Mar-a-Lago, so he needs to have several seats. Give me a break. Republicans, rich people love taking advantage of immigration policy because they pay them to do nothing. So I don't want to hear anyone talk about Republicans and what they do when all they do is they don't want to do anything because they don't want to seem like they have any support for anything. They're the biggest one who love when immigrants paying them $5 an hour and $2 black people, so that people of color, like people who do it right, like me and you, can't get a job.
I'm hearing that. Well, I understand that the group of Republicans who said that they're going to, including governor from Florida. What's his name again? The governor from
DeSantis?
Not DeSantis. Sorry, the senator. The senator from Florida. The Cubans. He's from Cuba. His family is from Cuba, I believe. Marco Rubio. Thanks.
What's wrong with him?
I understand that he was speaking recently, and he was saying that if Biden cannot run as president, then he cannot because of his health. He should also step down as president. He should not be able to. And I understand a group of Republicans are exploring avenues of whether or not they can file a lawsuit or something of the sort. What do you think about that?
Well, they need to have several seats. Whatever. Forget them. They always want to come out and blah blah blah. You know what he should feel is disgust because he was supposed to be the vice president, and who did Donald Trump pick? Not a black person, not a person of color, another white man to run when all of these Tim Scott, this other Swami, all of them people was inside Trump's back pocket hoping that they could be one of his picks.
Well, if Donald Trump wants to win, he cannot pick people like DeSantis as his running mate. He cannot pick people like...
Not DeSantis.
I'm not finished. And he cannot pick people like Marco Rubio. They are the establishment.
No, Ronaldo,
okay.
That's not the point.
What's the point?
You need somebody from another side. What I'm trying to say is that somebody came out on Twitter and said to they were like, we knew Trump was not going to choose a black person or a person of color to be his vice president if it means getting out the black vote. He didn't care because the Republican Party does not support people of color, neither does his.
Well, we are all about making. It's all about.
I said to somebody, Ronaldo, you know why I would never vote for Republican Party? You know why? Because they will never select or nominate a person of color to represent them. They did. Democrats will, but the Republicans will never support a person of color. Why would I want to vote for a party where if I am black or Hispanic or colored in any form, you can never represent them? Why would I want to vote for somebody to represent a party like that? Tell me.
Well,
we had Barack Obama, right?
Well,
you think we had a woman? We had Hillary. You think that's gonna fly in the Republican Party?
Well, I mean, that's a hypothetical argument, but
It's not hypothetical.
but it's not hypothetical. But you're saying, I mean, it's partially. It has not happened in the past, but will it happen in the
there you go.
future? We're not sure. But what we know right now, they want to make
Well,
America.
until it happens-
Donald Trump wants to make America great again, and making America great again means going back to probably means going back to values where men run things. Some men have a problem with seeing all these women
Wait.
leading
The values of-
roles on
Let's
TV.
say- Let's call it spade a spade. Where white men run things. That is American value. Where white men run things. That's the old Making America Great Again. When white men run things. I am not going back to an America where white men run
Well,
things.
you know,
I wanna
the
the values that I want to go back is where right is right, and where God said in the Bible in John 13 verse 34, where the greatest of this is love. In Nashville, Louisiana, I forgot Paul and I were talking, they just created a law where people have to put the 10 commandments on their cars in schools and certain areas. The 10
yeah, but please,
commandments.
well, you know, I mean, Ricardo, that they want to go back to roots, to culture, because the question is, does theology?
If they believe in Christ and the commandment, when God died and the sepulchre was ripped in half, He said, "The new commandment I give you is not thou shalt not steal, is that thou should love your neighbor as you love yourself." So they are going back beyond. They're going back to the Old Testament. But that's not American Christian value. American Christian value is the New Testament of John 13 verse 34. Thou shalt love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's the only commandment He said He's given us. So the fact that they went and they created this thing and put this commandment and it has to be put on your car, the 10 of them.
But
where, Paul? They should be displayed in schools and clapping and everything like that. So this is where I believe that the Republican Party are missing the boat. They don't understand the Bible, and I think they do. They don't understand the Bible. They
said they're going back. Their conservative values promote the 10 Commandments, or the direct command theory of ethics, and the Constitution is. And they're saying that the Constitution is influenced and informed by the Christian 10. I mean, the commandments as given by the Christian Bible.
Which is why they will lose and they will not win. That's why they're going to be losing. And when they accept, if they want to go back to the old value, you can talk to black people. And what I would say to black people need to come out. The old values of America great again is when white men run things. Is that what you want? That's what I would say to them. That's the old value.
But at the last Republican convention that ended recently, they're saying that they're now for unity, and the vice president is not as extreme as others. So
the only reason I want unity because they're lying to us, because they want the black vote. And you know what? In Twitter, somebody said the other day, they're trying to get black people to vote for them because they realize that if black people don't vote for them, they will lose. They said, what has the Democratic Party done for you lately? Give me a break. Most of the policies that they have done have supported us. We're not there yet, but they've done a lot. So they are scared by saying that they haven't done anything.
Well, there's some people who would say that under Donald Trump, they got their tax returns or tax refunds. But since Biden took over, they have not gotten back their tax refunds or tax returns. But
because he's filed a new law where rich people don't have to get as much tax.
Well, I am not rich. I am not rich.
That's why it doesn't apply.
It applies to me because when Donald Trump was president, wait, let me finish. Let me interject, really. When Donald Trump, Ricardo, when Donald Trump, I'm telling you about my experiences of Donald Trump being under Donald Trump. I got my tax returns. Under Biden, I am yet to receive 1 cent from the IRS.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because when Donald Trump was in office, he changed the tax code.
There we go.
You didn't feel it until Biden came into office. And I told you that once before, but you didn't listen to me.
Wait, no, that's an argument from convenience.
No, it's not. I'm telling you, the tax code was changed. This is why people are upset. This is why our economy, where the debt was because black people, rich people don't pay as much taxes anymore. They got rid of entitling, and then you could select certain things that you could get and benefit. People don't recognize.
But let me ask you a question. So now that, are you happy that Biden has? Do you think this is a good move for the?
Yes.
It augurs well for the Democrats now that Biden has stepped down.
I would have voted for him regardless, but yes, it's good.
Okay. So you don't, whether or not he stepped down, you would have voted, but you are a staunch. You are highly.
Yes.
You're
I'm
anti-Trump
because
and
I believe
pro-Democrat.
in the program. I want my student loans to be forgiven, and he fought hard for it, and the Republicans.
But the student loan, only 1% of Americans benefit from that student loan.
Because Ronaldo
policy.
No, not really. Ronaldo, that's a very narrow understanding of economics. He fought hard.
But Americans don't care about economics in a political cycle. I'm telling you, when Americans that I have spoken to are saying that yes, that policy, it only affects 1 or 2% of Americans. It affects me and my ability to be able to contribute to the economy. Yes, in the sense that starting a business and so on and so forth.
1% is a lot, and by the way, more people who are affected by student loan are people of color. Just so you know, and 1% is a lot. Okay, yeah. What would that? And then secondly, don't forget that if black people would also go out and vote for their local and state elections, Biden would have been able to pass laws that allow him to do more with student loans. He had to come out and get stuff, and he had to, what do you call it, where he just do it on his executive, he had to do that on executive order because the Republican Party in the Congress, in the House, blocked him.
So you're saying to me that the elite black people, okay, are the most people who are the people who stand to gain the most from this student loan forgiveness?
No, it's not. Not the elite black people. Black colleges got it. I got some. In fact, they sent me a letter in the mail the other day saying that I need to redo my student loan because they're going to forgive me half of my student loans. I'm not rich. I'm not elite.
Okay.
So I look rich and elite. Thank God I could actually do something now, Ronaldo. I got affected by it.
This is the Neoliberal Realm podcast. We are having a conversation with various people as it relates to Biden announcing that he will be withdrawing from the 2024 president. Yes, you are. Thank you so much for your comment. This is really good.
This is unacceptable. You should have told me something so I could. But it's fine. I don't care. Put it out there. All right? Too hard to know what's going on. Put it out there.
Yes. Then this is the Neoliberal Realm podcast. We are talking with various people as it relates to the 2024 presidential election.
In fact, Ronaldo, talking about the neoliberal and the podcast, I was talking to our family members and I told them that you and I are going to be having a podcast, and it's going to be called I'll tell you right now, and I hope that you are on board with this. I think it's important why black people vote Democratic, or why we should vote Democratic.
Oh wow, we've heard that. Can I tell you, we've had those conversations over and over, but it's a very good opportunity to have those conversations now. Whichever the case is, we know that we live in a very political season, and politics in this country is highly racial.
And you know what? It's funny is how black people can say democracy. I like that. Is the title. Your title sucks. Fine, I agree. All right, fine. Listen.
This is the Neoliberal Podcast. We'll be right back.